Salve discipuli et parentes. This is Magister Buddy, and I'm going to give you a quick rundown of how I would like you to use Quizlet. First of all, I would like you to stay away from this flashcard mode right here. All it does is just show you the English side and then show you the Latin side, and it creates several traps that students tend to fall into, and oftentimes they will think they're learning when they are not. If you use all of the other modes on here, and you won't see this mode because that's just from a teacher view, but all of these other ones, if you use them, then there's some sort of interaction between your student or yourself and the flashcards, and so the program can track how well you know the words, and then you have a good idea of where you stand before we take the quiz. So I'm going to do a real quick rundown of how they all look. The Learn, for example. And by the way, you won't see this right away. As you can see, I've been playing with it a little bit, and it gives me some statistics. So after I've been playing with it for a little bit, maybe I know what this word means, maybe I don't. I happen to know that it means has or have, and that it's a verb. So it's going to tell me that I got it correct. And I'm going to press this to continue. Let's say I don't know what a word means. I highly encourage you just to take an educated guess, but let's say that you get it wrong. They're going to show you the correct answer, and you should recite this to yourself. And don't worry about feeling silly. Get over it. This is the best way to learn. So say edit, eats, verb, edit, eats, verb. Say that 4 or 5 times before you move on, and it'll stick with you. And then the next time you see it, you're more likely to remember it. There are going to be times where it asks you to type it out. So I'm going to type this answer. And as you can see, I got it correct. Let's say I got it wrong, though. Oh, okay. Well, let me get to another one where it asks me to type it. Okay, so I'm going to type in the wrong answer this time. So same thing as before. Go ahead and recite it. Rock, noun, socksum, socksum. Rock, noun, socksum, socksum. So that I can learn it. All right, so that is the Learn mode. Write is very similar, so you're going to have to type out what is on the other side of the flashcard. As you can see, I got part of it correct, but the computer wants the entire thing. Computers are very black and white. Either you typed your answer in exactly how I typed it in, or you didn't. So in this example, much of the answer is actually missing. So I'm going to go on. I want the computer to know that I do not know the correct answer. However, if it were simply a typo, then go ahead and click on Override I was right. But I highly encourage you to reserve clicking on this. Don't click on it too often, because then the computer's going to think that you know the answer way more often than you actually do. So I'm going to click on that, so it will bring it back to me. As you can see here, I've got 23 words left to go. So far, I have 5 of them incorrect. That's because I was playing with it earlier, and I have 1 correct. This is a great way to track your progress with the words, again, assuming you use it correctly. Spell is interesting. I don't recommend that you do this one.
Noun.
I don't recommend that you do this one unless you have the sound off. And you can go into options and turn the audio off. Honestly, I've never been able to figure out what the point of this is, because you just type what you hear and they tell you what the answer is. So it'll show your progress. It'll break it down into different rounds so that you don't become overwhelmed. But again, this is a good way to be able to track exactly how you are doing. So let me see. I'll type in anger, noun, and I got it correct. These little dots right here, I don't know if you saw, but on the previously it was green on the first one after I got it correct. That means I got it correct once. It'll come again, and so you want to do it until you get both dots green. So let's see, night, noun, wink it. I'm going to do this. And it said incorrect because it was just a typo. And I also forgot to put the part of speech. It's going to ask you to type it again for practice. And that time I got it correct. All right, what else do we have here? This is a test, so you can test yourself I actually don't highly recommend this one. I don't think it really gives you a good sense of how you're doing in the same way that the others do, but it's not that bad. Matching can be a lot of fun. You basically just drag a word onto its answer. So this is father, it's down here. Let's say you get one wrong. It will send it to another part of the screen and it adds some time. Uh, this is nice if you are, especially if you are competitive. All right, gravity. Gravity can be pretty difficult until you've really started to learn the words. You could start off on easy. Answer with English. I would not recommend starting out answering in Latin, although it'd be great if you can get to that point. And for this one, you just need to type in the answer as you see the asteroids coming at you. And you can hit return instead of scrolling down. Seize verb. Then I'll show you what happens if you type in the wrong answer. As you can see, it just keeps coming at me. I'm just typing in gibberish. If I have no idea, I can hit escape and it will tell me the answer. And then I can type it in. And as you can see over here, it's keeping my score. It's telling me what level I'm at. This is a really fun game. So that's a real quick review, introduction to how to use each of these to the best of its ability to teach you how to translate and learn your vocab. So ignore the flashcard mode. I do not recommend the test mode, but all of the other ones are fantastic. Definitely let me know if you have any questions. Waleta.